To start off by quoting the words of the former President of India, Pratibha Patil, and this is what she said. Parliament of the country is the repository of the sovereign will of the people, and its successful functioning is a joint responsibility of both the government and the opposition. Close quote. These words must set our pace and ring true throughout the sixth Parliament as we strive to be more responsive to the ever-changing demands of this great nation. Chairperson, the people of South Africa must look up to Parliament as an apex institution and gain respect for it through the quality of work that passes through it and its ability to fulfill its mandate. Parliament as an institution must be seen as a singular arm of the state that must encompass a plethora of views whilst working together with other arms of state. Therefore, the current budget of Parliament must be directed in a manner that seeks to achieve responsiveness, information, and accountability for both government and members of Parliament. In order to achieve this, Parliament must be fully capacitated in all aspects. This requires a larger budget that is more focused in achieving the goals of accountability, oversight, and enacting legislation. Firstly, we must look at security of Parliament as a public institution during committees or plenary sittings. Last week, we saw an incident where the budget vote on public enterprises descended into chaos. The chaos ensued when honourable members tried to intimidate another member of this House, a minister of this country. Honourable Speaker, I do not wish to debate the merits of the action at this point, but rather highlight the issue that the chairperson had to sound numerous calls for security before they entered. Security must be available when they are required. On the point of unparliamentary behaviour, chairperson, we need to develop, through the Rules Committee, a formula that ensures that punishment fits the crime. In other words, incidents like that which occurred during the Public Enterprises budget vote debate must be investigated fully and be followed with harsher consequences. To this end, the IFP welcomes the action taken by the Honourable Speaker thus far. Secondly, but keeping with the idea of accountability, Parliament must not fail in its principles of holding the executive to account. And I think you spoke at length about this, Honourable Speaker, and I agree with you. But what we find is in the portfolio committees, which you don't sit on, Honourable Speaker, we find members on this House, this side of the House, criticizing departments, criticizing ministers, but when they come here where I'm standing, they wax lyrical, and that is the problem. We all have to be committed to ensure that we hold the executive to account. Honourable Speaker, we are awaiting your update on the moving of Parliament's location and request an answer soon, and you've referred to that. And why we need to know that is how much of money is going to be invested here before that Parliament becomes a reality. So I think it's important that we be given regular updates. But having said that, there is a serious oversight in terms of maintaining the infrastructure in this particular Parliament. The IT infrastructure, firstly, is insufficient for current usage volumes. This is a simple tool of trade that all members and support staff must be able to access for greater efficiency and outputs. Often MPs are provided with tools of trade, and I heard you say, Honourable Speaker, that we have to learn ourselves. I don't know if that's possible for people with the receding hairlines like me, but I think we have to be trained, and we have to keep up with what is the fourth industrial revolution. So we need training in this regard if we bring in better IT. Speaker, I was just elected recently the President, not of the country, of the Parliament's Squash Club. We've got a parliamentary squash club here. But honestly, Honourable Speaker, I plead for the maintenance and upgrade of these squash courts. We host visiting teams that play against us here, and there is a need to maintain our standards. The same can be said, Honourable Speaker, for ablution facilities around this Parliament and a properly equipped clinic. We will support this budget, Honourable Speaker, and I'm glad you touched on the issue of staff morale, the finalisation of the matter of the Secretary of Parliament. Another challenge we have is interpretation services. We saw the kind of chaos this led to during the budget vote debates when we didn't have interpreters on board. Honourable Speaker, You have said all the right things. Now is the time to implement. We will support this budget, but ask for more money. in
Sithokoze
Parliament. Thank
mhlonishwa.
you.